do it. They do it. They've done it. We're live. It's the Agile Ventures new members meeting. It's a Monday, and we have Sam and Joao and Federico, and here we are. Yeah. So what we often do, or I often do, because I just love writing things down, is I share my screen, and that gives us a little notepad environment, and then I turn on this little camera thing over here. Maybe this is like the wrong thing to do. It's entirely intimidating, but I just love writing things down. There we go. There I am from a different angle. You know, is it a better angle? I'm not sure. Probably the office looks a bit messy, but anyway, yeah. So we do this every couple of weeks. We have an event here that's sort of specifically devoted to questions from new members to try and help them get oriented. We've got Sam here, who's a new member. We've got myself, other Sam, and Joao and Federico. We're all AV mentors. And yeah, so without putting you too much on the spot, Sam, did you have any questions? So you've been looking at Agile Ventures for a little while. Any questions about how it all works?
Yeah, I mean, I probably should just spend more time reading stuff on the website, because I know there's quite a lot written down there. But I guess top of my head is like, where do you source the project from?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Do people just come to you, or was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. So they come from various different places. I think sometimes it's just new people coming into the community and saying, "Oh, I've got this idea for a project such and such. You know, does that sound like of interest to anybody?" We have a new projects channel, which one can join and see kind of the background of discussions that people have had about creating new projects. We don't add new members immediately to that new projects channel, because we kind of think that it's probably better if people get involved in existing projects first before suggesting new ones. We do also have, like, we have kind of a specific site dedicated to non-profit organizations who might want to reach out and get in touch with us, and get projects done. So we do occasionally have people kind of coming through this site and saying, we need something built. And otherwise it's sort of like the personal connections of the different Agile Ventures folk to charities that they know. If that makes sense. Joao, Federico, would you say that's a reasonable summary of where the projects come from?
Yeah, and we do have a new member just joining us.
Oh, we have Joseph, who is new in some ways, but is also an old member. But yes, it's great to have Joseph with us. Hey, Joseph, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine. Yeah.
Hey, Joseph. Yeah, Joseph was involved in the Autograder project back in the day.
Ah, okay. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph.
Hi.
We were just answering sort of new member Sam, and we were asking his question about where do the projects come from. And so, yeah, I think it's sort of existing members from charities that get in touch. Yeah, and sometimes from new members. Is there anything else that we should add to that list, Joao, do you think?
So I think we started doing some, let's call it,
lost Joao's audio, maybe.
Oh my God, really?
I can hear.
It's showing like a little green thing, but I'm not hearing Joao for some reason.
But you're
not?
Is that just me, or?
I think that's just you, Sam.
No.
It's just you?
Or no.
Can you hear me?
I can hear Joao.
Or am I just not hearing everybody? Have I lost sound? Sam is putting his thumb up. I'm not sure what that means.
Can you hear me?
Can everyone
hear
me?
You muted your sound.
You can all hear me. Okay. Can somebody say something? Like Federica, I could definitely hear you before.
Yeah, hello? No?
I'm muted. The other Sam is muted. I don't think I'm muted. I'm going to rejoin the Hangout. Something weird is going on.
So what happened was that Sam pressed the button on the Mac to clear his sound, to mute himself. So
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Like, I saw it
So
pop.
I'm back. And
Can you hear us?
I cannot hear Joao. Can I hear anybody unmute the Mac?
This, but surely it just applies to my mic,
And
right?
I also cannot hear Sam for some reason. Whereas I could hear him before.
We can
And
hear
I
Sam. We can hear
okay. Well, I've lost the ability. Well, you say that, Joao. I've muted myself. Like I've got the mute button, and you can all hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Right. So you can hear me. You're all saying like I've done something on my Mac. How can you tell? I mean,
Everybody.
how do you have such great insight into how my Mac works? You have the power. Yes. Well, I can go and find the settings and try and. Normally, it's oh gosh. Anyway, I was gonna ask Joseph if he had any questions as sort of both an old and recently coming back in your computer. I guess Federico, assuming that everyone else can hear you, do you want to just take over for a bit and see if you can answer any of Joseph's questions or any follow-up things from Sam, and I'll try and work out what's happened to my computer. It's weird.
Yes. Yes, Sam. So, okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, just a kind of follow-up on that from my perspective is, so I'm just to introduce myself a little bit. I'm a software developer, and I'm kind of interested in getting more involved in open source projects and doing kind of some stuff for charities and NGOs. I've also came from a product background, so I'm kind of quite conscious of like people coming up with ideas for things they want to make that maybe don't need to be made, or like, and I guess the kind of the whole business analysis side of things. So I guess one of my questions is like, how does that process work in terms of these new ideas that come in? Like, is there any like kind of product phase like before you start building stuff, where you look at kind of testing ideas and doing small experiments to see whether there are existing solutions or kind of what the best way of approaching the problem is?
Right. So we have a couple of different approaches to that. You're basically talking about creating brand new products, brand new projects. One of our approaches is to have design sprints, which we've done a few of those, and those have mixed results so far. The other one is, for example, I guess Joao can speak to this a little bit. We're starting a new project called I think we're calling it Guardian now, by the way, for the front end of the website.
No.
Well, I'm calling it Guardian. It has a bad name, Ragnarok or something like that.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's for the front end of the website, of website one, and so for that, like all of last week, and I think a little bit of the week before, we did some user interviews about the website, and particularly the event calendar page, actually this one here. And so we just asked people to go to this page and navigate through it and see if there was anything they liked or didn't like. So that's a brand new project that we're starting, and yes, it is called Ragnarok. Here's my suggestion for Guardian. And so yeah, so that's sort of a mix as well, because it's the current website, but we're trying to give it a new front end with React, by the way. Then there's the approach of someone who just has an idea, and like Sam was saying, the other Sam was saying, they basically pitch it over here on new projects, and we try to coach them along, ask questions about it, and develop the idea from there. And just the other the other approach is where there's already an existing project. This isn't particular to what you're asking, but like for example, the Wiki Edu Dashboard project was already well matured code base, and they heard us on our podcast. And is Sam back, by the way? Sam, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can now hear you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just finishing up answering. Sorry. What's your last name, Sam? New Sam? And you're muted.
Blawston.
I'm sorry?
Blawston. The weird one. Doesn't matter.
Very good. I think if you mouse over Sam's what's it called? The little square in the Hangout. It's I think it's actually when he joined it came in, but I think Sam Blawston is the name.
That's it.
Okay. Sam B? No. Yeah, just to finish up my answer though, where we do have a project, this project here came in. They heard us on the Ruby Rogues podcast. They heard Sam on the Ruby Rogues podcast, and we helped them start this project up. Also the on Agile Ventures, also the RunFunk RFM project, which is a German-based project. Their code base was far along, and we helped them set up their project here on the website. So hopefully that starts to answer your question. Do you have any follow-ups, Sam?
Yeah, I guess. So when you start working on the project and you've done the initial design sprint and stuff, how does are there any people who take charge of the product, the kind of backlog and choosing what features to build first and what needs to be done, what can be just ignored, and all of that side of things? Right. I guess I'm asking this because from my perspective, I do this. Yeah, I haven't really done much open source before, but the idea of contributing to a project where I'm building things that haven't really been through quite a rigorous process of do we actually need this, and what's it doing, and why are we building it? That's kind of a concern to me, personally.
Yeah, sure. So maybe Sam, you could answer that. Do you have any?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think that's another great question. So I guess, can we summarize that as to be sort of how do we ensure that we're working on the right features? I mean, it's obviously there's lots of different angles to it and so on. I mean, I think the whole idea of Agile Ventures is we're trying to avoid that problem of lots of people working on things randomly. The way it's usually set up is that for any given project, there's going to be a project manager who has the kind of main contact with either the external client or is the sort of the client themselves, almost, in the case I think of for example of RunFunk. I mean, the project's a brainchild of Robert, and he's got this vision which he's developing. What usually happens, I think, for each project is that there are regular meetings with the client, and we try to follow this this agile process differently than some open source projects, where we're regularly putting the software kind of in the hands of the client. So the client is regularly giving us feedback on, okay, so you made this, yeah, that's not quite what I thought it was supposed to be, it's not really working for me, and that you continue to have this touch point ongoing. And so the project manager role is kind of the critical one. In other more well-funded environments, you might have a separate Scrum Master and product owner and manager and so on. We're working with groups of volunteers, and the sort of volunteers are coming in, and they're kind of relying upon the project manager to be able to say, yeah, no, the client wants that for this reason and so on. but we also try and do it with transparency. So, for example, you know, a lot of the meetings with the clients are actually videoed, and so the individual members can, in principle, go back and watch, you know, what the client actually said about them, or even potentially interact directly with the client if that's you know, what happens in the project. Does that make any sense, Sam?
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, at the same time, we're, you know, there's this. It's somewhat, you know, we don't, you know, with individual projects, we don't come in heavy-handed and say, look, you've got to do things this way. We're kind of trying to scaffold the projects in that direction. I think sometimes people would like us to be more right. These are the rules, and you must follow them. But yeah, it's you know, it's pretty tricky working with software with, you know, lots of volunteer contributions anyway. So I think, you know, you just do the best you can under the circumstances, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of like, do you ever kind of turn away? You were talking about the kind of process about the design sprints and stuff. But how many projects do you kind of say, like, maybe we don't actually need to build anything for this, like we can use some existing off-the-shelf software or something else? Does that happen often, or is that quite an unusual thing?
No, I'd say that's pretty common. I think particularly with our paid projects, in that often the amounts of money being, you know, that charities and non-profits have to offer is, you know, not on the generous side. So sometimes all that can be done within the budgets is, you know, offer an existing solution. I'm also, like, personally extraordinarily keen not to develop something for the sake of developing something. I mean, I think then it becomes a kind of, you know, toy project, really. If you can, I mean, to me, the highest art is to be able to so thoroughly understand the client's problem that you can perhaps even solve it without introducing any system at all. You could just say, if you looked at it this way and you just made these process changes, you know, you could get 50% more efficiency from what you're currently doing, even without the adoption of a new off-the-shelf system or bespoke system. I mean, not everybody. I think not everybody shares my opinion in that regard. I think some people just want code because of the beauty of the code, man. But you know, we're a big tent with lots of opinions.
Yeah. There's like the other side of the coin, right? Where if you're a developer and coming here and you want to develop something, right?
Right.
You want to, like, if you want to learn to do some software development and everything, you can come here and we'll work on that, right?
Well, there's also the premium mobs where there tends to be, you know, a few projects that grow out of that, and the premium mobs are based around learning new technologies mainly, like deep learning, React, Elixir, and so yeah, there's definitely members that are focused on just coding new stuff. And I think you're talking, Joe, but you're muted. Or you're
maybe he's muted his Mac now.
Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, that's the only explanation if I'm not seeing. Well, it's funny, isn't it?
Can you not hear me, Joe?
I can hear Federico. Joao's little green dots indicating that he's talking, you know, that the audio is reaching us have gone away. I guess what Joao was saying was just so fundamentally radical. It was so revolutionary that the Google AI stepped in and said, "I'm sorry, you're not ready to hear that yet." Or maybe I'm muted now. Who knows? Gosh, well, it did seem that my output volume was somehow muted. I don't know how. That's how I unblocked my thing. I think I was going to. Unfortunately, there was a sort of an audio sound.
Can you hear me now?
We can. Yes. Yeah. What were you saying? That the Google, or is it the NSA slipped in there and stopped you from hearing?
Oh, can you not hear us, Joe?
Oh wow, we are having all sorts of audio fun today, aren't we? Well, while we try and work that out, what I was going to say was that there is also people who kind of want to get coding experience on different stacks. What we do have is we have a lot of legacy Rails projects with a lot of Rails and Ruby code where there's like always stuff to be done, and so there's certainly no shortage of, for people who want to practice, particularly in that stack. There's always coding work to be done there, and then there's now also like stuff with what have we got, Node and Phoenix and other things. We still people keep on coming in and asking about wanting to do Python projects, but we don't seem to have ever managed to like stably have had a Python project running for any length of time. But that's yeah. So I'm assuming everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I can still hear Federico. So that suggests that it's Joao having a problem. I was going to ask Joseph, did you have any questions that related to anything that Sam was saying, or any of your own? Because I know you're trying to get back and more involved in Agile Ventures. Is there anything blocking you from getting more involved?
I think the first is to help people get familiar with the code or the project scope, and knowing about the project's purpose. I think maybe in the web page there is enough information on for each project.
Yeah.
But maybe someone don't really go into that page and check that information.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good. It's a good point. I mean, Sam started his initial question, sort of prefacing it with, there's more that I should read. I think, I don't know. We have this. I don't know. I think different people like different amounts of text, and I know we often have people coming through saying, "Oh, more of that should be written down," and then a lot of some things are written down, but then are they in places that people can easily find them? And yeah, it's tricky. I think some people just find it easier to have a chat about things and get the information that way. So yeah. It's still sort of, it's like an ongoing conundrum in my head about what the best way to manage all of that is. Certainly, if Sam or Joseph, if you had any questions about any of the existing projects between Federico, the muted Joao, and myself, you can use sign language or something. We certainly can answer any questions that you had about existing projects, if there was anything you wanted to know.
To be honest, I think I looked into one of the Java projects, which I think Joao was working on, and apart from that, I haven't really looked at anything else. So yeah, I need to just spend some time looking into the different documentation. But yeah. Yeah,
I think it's always good to read the documentation, but I would say don't feel embarrassed to just ask. I think I will never say to somebody, "Oh, you should just go and read that." Like, that's partly why we have this event. Like, if you feel like, "Oh, I can't bother to read the documentation, I just want to ask, like, what is local support or what is Phoenix One?" Then by all means, Sam, don't feel you have to wade through the documentation first. But sorry, I think I interrupted Joao. I think Joao's audio is back on. Joao, are you going to say something?
Yes, I'm always trying to say something.
We can hear you. I can hear you now. So
yeah. So I think like this is like a good opportunity if someone has any question about any project or anything, just to come out and just say, "Oh, I want to know a little bit more about this project or that." And like the project that you're talking about is MathPlus, right? Yeah. So do you have any question about it? I can help out answering it. I am the, let's call it, I am the project manager. I am the developer. I am the client liaison, but I'm not the client. Currently, we do have like, I think, one more person or two that are still working on MedPlus. MedPlus project had a lot of people working on it, and then it phased down a little bit. We are live, but we don't have a lot of people using it at this point in time. But the MedPlus project is a project that it's for a nonprofit in the US that helps people that are looking for jobs to find them. And basically that's what it does. Oh, you saw it there? You're getting your volume lower. That's how I knew you cut your volume the first time. So back on track. I'm sorry about that. And basically, this is a platform that allows this agency to get connected job seekers with the companies and jobs. And basically, this is like a full system that allows you to match jobs and people's resume together and so on. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting project, and it's in a position at this point where we are trying to see if we can add 2 agencies to the system. Currently, we have one agency that it's our client. It's MedPlus, the agency, and we're trying to see if we can add a second agency and how that look like on the system, because the client is thinking in a way to monetize the project itself. So, and we are in that situation. The platform is almost, it's like, I don't know, it has a lot of features now. We're just missing some job seekers feedback and company feedback to add more features, and that's more or less the position we're in. And it's basically a Java application that basically does the matching in all the natural languages stuff. And we have another service that it's the website itself that has like all the logic, all the HTML and everything. So this Java service is responsible for storing the resumes and do all the matching. So that's more or less like the overview of the project as it is right now. And yeah, I think we'll talk about it on the 26th. It's going to be an awesome presentation, I'm sure.
I'm sure it will, because you'll be giving it. It's yeah, we're also having our we're having our online conference on June 26th, and all the different project managers are going to be presenting their different projects throughout the day. So that was going to be a good, hopefully, resource for people to get more information about all the projects. Right. So yeah, we've had a bit of new members ready to chat. I don't know if there's anything else from Sam or Joseph there. We'll, next we do have this set meeting, every Monday at this time. Next week it flips to being just our general community meeting, and then there'll be a new members meeting again. And there's Slack and everything. I'm just going to put the inference about the conference in here. Conference on the 26th, and all of those talks and presentations will be recorded. People are interested in them. You can catch them later on. Members meeting or Slack. But if we've satisfied our new members, I guess we could just check in with Federico, Joao, and myself. Should we just have a little check in? I think we could just talk a little bit about the conference.
I think we talked about it too much. I do have a quick follow up, just hopefully quick with the other Sam.
Go ahead,
if I may.
Please.
Were you interested in? You said you work sort of on the business analysis side of things. Were you interested in starting a new project or getting involved with like an early project at Agile Ventures, perhaps? Or I forgot what you said when you were talking about your prior experience.
Yeah, so I mean, I came from like product ownership background, and now I'm working as a developer, but so I'm kind of more looking to get involved in writing code, I guess. But I also would be happy to help out on the product management side as well, if there was any like products that were looking for people to take that on. But I guess it depends on what the project was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. I guess we might talk about that later. I might have some projects that I might need some help on. But they're Phoenix, Elixir, and React, I guess. So sorry, other Sam, you may continue talking about our awesome conference.
Okay. Yeah. Well, extremely briefly, I was going to say one of the ideas that I had in my week off last week was I'm going to do a. God, why is this ridiculous? Hold on. I'm just trying to bring the Slack into view here. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, I was going to just carry on doing a countdown every morning in the general channel. It's like now 21 days to the conference. We've actually filled out the agenda pretty much. I think the last couple of things, I wanted to get your presentation into the agenda, Federico. That was the kind of key business there. I think we've got Joao, we've got you in already, haven't we? In a time slot
at 1 p.m. EDT. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that hasn't changed because I don't want to go backwards. But yes, so I was almost about to start like publicizing the list of things this morning, but I realized we hadn't quite finalized the times, right, which I thought we might just quickly do now. I was thinking that we might actually put the AGM meeting here in the center of it, and I wonder then, Federico, would you be willing to go here at this 1 p.m. UTC slot? That's 9 a.m. EDT.
So are we canceling like other stuff? Because that's immediately after the Rails 5 TDD mob.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't planning to run any other stuff that day, but yeah. Well, and I hadn't been thinking about it. You had said anytime is fine. Put me in at the last moment. So that's what I've done.
Yes, I understand.
The last slot.
My only concern is with that slot, our Rails 5 TDD mob always goes over 1300.
Right. You would be planning. So you would be planning to run the TDD mob on that day?
I'm not sure if we were going to announce. I mean, I guess that is the only mob on Tuesday.
Right.
So we'd have to tell everyone. Let's see, what's right before? Oh, I guess we don't want to step on the SHF project.
Right. I mean, I think it's a sort of a special day that hopefully we, would have. And I guess what I will sensibly do is maybe pop myself at the beginning to do introductions like there. Is that sensible? I guess it is. I don't know. I haven't got confirmation from some others, but there we go. So that gives us a kind of a bit of a schedule like that. I think I asked Brent, and I think I told, yeah, okay, there we go. So in that sense, we've got that information. I think it's from tomorrow. We could start. I guess I will check back in with Paolo and Michael about their willingness to present on these things. I didn't get like a final confirmation from either of them, but that gives us a this is a day, doesn't it?
Yep, and I agree with you. I think that there shouldn't be any other concurrent things there, overlapping the conference itself. So if we have anything there scheduled for that day, we should not run it.
Yeah, we might try to move it just for that.
Yeah, move it to a different day. Yeah, I might have to yeah, move some other things around, but there we go. Cool. Okay. Well, I guess we're almost kind of sorted for the conference.
In terms of schedule, yeah. Did you give some thought about the voting part?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still confirming like exactly what the deal is there with that. I mean, I assume that we will do the voting probably in Slack in order to ensure that everybody has access to it. We could, I guess, even be doing it with the async voter. I don't know that any of the trustee positions will be contested, so it will kind of be a question of, you know, is everybody willing to accept? As I understand it, the existing trustees are it's kind of a formality that they stand down at each annual general meeting, and I think like there's a limit on them. They can't be in office for longer than 3 years, but there's then a kind of like you know, is everybody happy with them continuing kind of thing. So yeah, but I'll make sure like that we have full details on the procedures in clear and comprehensible language, you know, at least a week in advance of this to make sure that that goes smoothly.
Another thing that
sorry, just to jump in quickly, I need to shoot. But, thanks a lot for yeah, taking the time, and I'm sure I'll see you guys around in Slack. And yeah,
good stuff. Yeah, love to meet you, Sam. We'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Bye for now.
Bye.
So what I was saying was, I forgot. That's cool.
Something about the
yeah.
Something about
So
taking over the trustees.
So yeah, the one thing like about the trustees.
Yes.
I don't know who they are.
No.
And I'm not sure if anyone does know who they are.
Well,
it'd be interesting
you asked that
to
question in the channel, and I replied there. Did you read my reply to your?
Yes, but my question is, wouldn't it be interesting to have like some sort of
Oh yeah,
information
no,
about
it'd be lovely to have like
the,
bio
even on the website, you know, like because we are non-profit, then we don't have like I don't know who they are. So
yeah, that's a great suggestion actually. Yeah, let's that would certainly in advance of the meeting. It would be nice to have. Can we have details of trustees on the website to help facilitate voting? Yeah.
Even if it's not for the voting itself.
Yeah,
like,
just so
because they are our trustees, right? They should have a place in our at least our website telling, well, these are the people that help us out.
Yeah. No worries, Joseph. Bye for now. Take care. Hope to see you soon.
Later.
Bye, Joseph.
And
yeah, I think it's a great suggestion. So I'll try and see if we can sort that out before the conference.
And yeah, for the voting, I think it's like I'm not sure like in terms like legally what it means to do this vote.
Yeah.
Right? And but yeah, basically we'll have to. I'm not sure if it's like a blind ballot thing, or if everybody can say yay or nay.
Yeah, we have to follow the instructions in the you know, in the Constitution.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's a blind vote. I think normally the way it happens is a show of hands in the meeting.
Yay or nay. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. I will make sure that we have it all sorted out in advance so that it all goes smoothly.
Yeah, like in that case, I think it would be interesting. So and because we are async, are we expecting every person that is going to vote to be present at 4?
We're certainly going to offer it to them to be present. The people who actually get to vote on the trustees are the people who've got face-to-face membership.
Yeah.
So it's a relatively small group of about 6, 7, or 8 people.
So we're going to create some sort of a channel for them or something where they'll have the voter there and they can vote throughout the day.
Yeah, conceivably.
Already have a channel. Or AGS.
We have a channel for the meeting, and it can be in the general channel for the meeting. I don't think there's any reason to keep it secret from the meeting.
No, it's not a question of secret. It's just they are the only ones that can vote. The rest of the people can press the button, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I think what we'll
and then we'll have the work of separate that. I don't know like how.
Yeah,
I don't know how this works.
What I'm trying to say is, let's not worry about those specific details right this second. I'll have a complete, organized proposal for you with this is how it's going to work. You know, and I mean, I can tell you're really interested in how it's going to be. But the bottom line is, I have to like mentally pull the legalistic jargon of the Constitution into my head and work out, you know, a procedure.
You need some help with that, Sam? Like I could read it and
if you want to read the Constitution and work out what you think it means for us, then that would be great.
Right. So yeah, I enjoy reading stuff like that.
Cool.
Some people hate that. They just never read it.
Yeah, I mean this is the Constitution here. I'll show the link. Yeah, which has got that, and there we go. But yeah, I was wondering, is there any? I was just hoping to move us on for the conference. Anything that we need to sort out as regards mentoring or stuff, or we all, you know, seems like you are both kind of on top of things. Any questions? Since we don't usually, you know, we've got Slack, but if there was anything on your mind that we just needed to sort out as the three of us.
So Will needs help, I think, with something. I'm not sure what.
Okay.
I try to. I can only like on this time slot. I only have time on this time slot, and then he asked for help on one day, and then he said that he could join me on Thursday, but then he like canceled it. So I'm not sure if he still needs help with something or not.
I'll reach out and check. Okay, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, go on.
I think that's it. I didn't solve the data mining today yet, so I'm not 100% sure. I updated the outreach for Lokesh because he didn't answer back, but I added the entry there as well. And yeah, need to check out if there's like anyone new there that we need to reach out. I haven't done it yet. But yeah, the rest I still haven't got anyone booked for me, so I don't know if there's anything. Oh, about the I might have some like technicalities, like just go on. I'll check it out if I know how I can do this.
Okay. Yeah, what were you saying, Federico? Did you have anything on your mind?
Well, I was gonna talk about Will's thing, setting up like his booking thing, and yeah, but Joe already addressed that. Reaching out to people, I reached out to some people, and let's see, gotten word back. Nothing real concrete there yet.
Yeah, no worries.
And
okay, yeah. Well, no, if you're not, if you're not blocked on anything, then that's fine. I mean, I kind of need to take a pass through and like look at the onboarding thing and check that we have different things in place. But yeah,
I think the spreadsheet is up to date, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, good show. All right. Well, I think there's probably family supper waiting up for me. Great to see you both. Nice to have a couple of new members in the new members meeting. And
I think Joe had one more thing.
Oh, go on, Joe.
Yeah, I can do that async. So like, just a question: the face-to-face sessions that y'all do, you create the event on the Agile Ventures, right? And then
I don't, actually, to be honest, I don't, unless someone's got like a particular regular slot that they want. I wouldn't. I would just create a hangout via the YouTube new live event instance.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like
that's what I'm saying, like the instructions for the YouTube. But do you create it on the AV?
No, I mean I would like to, and then that's sort of kind of like an ongoing thing that I'm trying to get towards is having a like a private event functionality on the main site, which we kind of started work on but is not finished. But at the moment, any event that you have on the main site is kind of public by default. So it's
that's not what I'm asking. I'm talking about just the YouTube part.
You're talking about whether it's on your account or AV's account?
It's in your account.
Well, no, I always start it on AV's account.
Oh, okay. And you make it like private or unpublished?
I make it like unlisted.
Unlisted. Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
So,
that was just what I was asking.
I basically log in as AV and here and
And it just do unlisted. Yeah, I've been doing like some videos like that at this point, and I'm gonna make them public for the Anvil project.
No. Actually, Anvil is better than Ragnarok. But I just wanted to say that my F2Fs have been on my account and unlisted, and I just provide the video of it to them in the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where I
that's
give
what I
them
do
the
as well.
visual.
But I do them all on the AV account myself.
Yeah,
and I recommend doing it on the AV account if possible.
We can transfer them later, right?
Yeah, although you'll have to not in site with YouTube, you have to download them and then upload them again.
Oh, really?
I know.
Okay, then. Yeah, it's better to make it directly on AV.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Looks like you have to go. So
I have to go. Yeah, good to see you both.
I guess.
Bye
good
for
to see
now.
you.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.